Hello there, welcome everybody. It's Diorama Don here once more, and today the subject is a stone built building. I've covered brick built buildings quite a few times in the past, so if we're making a military diorama of probably northern France in the 1940s, then most buildings would probably be of a stone construction. So this video is how I go about making a stone building. I've made the whole building rather than just a sample piece, just to make it look a little more authentic. So with the famous half track now in front there, I think that looks okay. So let's get on with the rest of the video then, and I will show you how I went about making it. So the whole point of this video is to show how it's possible to make a stone building rather than a brick built building. I could have done just a small test piece like I have done on the last 2 or 3 videos, but I thought I may as well go the whole hog and make the whole building. So this is going to be stone all the way across the front here, and as you know, if you've seen any of my previous videos, I tend to use tile grout a lot. So it will mean spreading tile grout in this area here. But of course, we don't want it to fall over the edge. So I've just made a very, very simple building, based it on a resin building that a company makes. You may recognise it, I don't know. Nevertheless, where are we? This way. I've made this 8.5 inches or 22 centimetres wide. So this is going to be brick, so quite a wide area here, so I can put my brick and show it there. And then a shop front, so door and window, and then a dormer type of thing in at the front of the building, and all stone around here. So I've made it 8.5 that way and 6 inches tall, which is 15 centimetres. General size door, 1.25 by 2.25 inches, standard sort of size for 1/35 scale, and then the roof at the top. So what I've done is I've scored lightly along the line of the roof, and then cut out this part of the dormer. So if I lift that up, so when that becomes the roof, then I've got my dormer there already. So all I've got to do is fill that part in on the sides there. This will be a slate roof going down there, and of course down there. So I've already got the beginnings of a dormer kind of window there, which will make it look a little bit interesting. And then of course I'll put the doors in later. But once I've got that shape, then I've got to put these coins in like that. They will go all the way up there like that. So that will shutter, if you like, that edge on both sides with these coins. The mouldings for the shop will all around the edges of the shop. That will be the shuttering for the shop, and then the same again down that side, and then some kind of framework all around there, so that when I lay my grout into this area, nothing's going to fall off the edge. It's all going to be 2 millimeters of shuttering all the way around. Once I've got that shape, and I let my grout dry for 2 or 3 minutes, 20 or 30 minutes, then I can mark out my stones. Okay, but when we get to that, I'll show you. So anyway, I'll carry on with my shuttering, if you like, all around here, and come back and we'll do the next bit. Okay, so I've shuttered the area off now that I want to put my stones in. We've got coins down the side there and 2mm card making up the mouldings for the shop all around there, and for the dormer at the top there. So all I've got to do is fill this area in here with this stuff, grey grout. I've put a coat of wall filler with a little bit of water added first, just to give it more of an adhesion, and also to mask off the cardboard, to seal the cardboard rather. Okay, so let's put this on. Oh, it's going hard already. This is not quite so easy to do, looking down the lens of a camera. Okay, something like that. I'll take a little bit more time over it a bit later. But basically, just cover that area, and as long as it's level with these pieces of card that I've stuck on, I'll know that my grout is 2mm thick, which is plenty to be able to carve my stones into. Okay, that's pretty much it really. I'll level it off with this, but I'll need to do that outside on my other workbench. It'll be easier to do if I just do a little bit, kind of like that, so that it's pretty level all the way around. I know it looks a bit of a mess, I will agree, but I'll come back in about an hour's time, and I'll start to carve the shape of the stones. Okay, so I'll leave that and be back in a moment. Okay, so about an hour or so later now, and it's not sticky to the touch. That's what we're trying to achieve. Too dry and you're not going to be able to carve the stones, but too wet and obviously you won't do it. There is an optimum time, and it's generally when it stops being sticky. You can sort of put your finger over and it won't stick. So I've started carving out some of the stones on that side. After about 20 minutes, I used the rough end of a washing up sponge and just dabbed on the surface of the grout, just to give that. I suppose if you wanted, you could leave it at that. Really, that's a reasonably good effect. But I just wanted it to be a rough stone. So when I mark out all the stones, I've got that roughness to it. So I'll do a couple, but it's almost almost impossible to do like this. I'll have to. It's surprisingly difficult not to make all the stones the same size. It's better if they are a different size and shape. And it's difficult to do that, to make them all so different. You tend to want to make it look like a brick effect with all the same size. Anyway, no, I'm not going to do any more. I may spoil the whole thing because I'm not doing it as accurately as I normally do with it sitting on the bench. Anyway, you can see, can you? You can see the type of effect that I'm getting. So I'll finish off doing this side, then I'll have to allow it to dry overnight, and then I'll put my lighter coloured grout over the top to fill in the gaps in between, and take that off with a damp sponge, and we'll see what it looks like then. It should look a little bit better. Okay, I'll be back the next morning. Okay, so I let my grout dry overnight, and now it's all it's all nice and dry. So what we need to put is the mortar between the stones. So I can get sorted out. I've just mixed some lighter coloured grout. The beauty of using grout is that you can buy the colour that you need. You don't need to add paints to it to get the colour that you want. So we've got a lighter coloured one here that I've mixed up, and just spread that all over. Don't want any there. I'll just do this column here. Okay, and then with a damp sponge, not easy to do with a broken finger. And already that's looking a lot better. Okay, so I'll carry on, do the rest of this. Then I can put my sides on, so that will bend over there, and I can put my side pieces on. I can finish off making my dormer window, just put a roof on there and the sides there, and then well, I'll do that, and then we'll take it to the next stage. Okay, see you in a moment. Okay, so I finished the building off completely, just put a couple of sides on, and then pushed over the top piece to form the roof, and made that into a slate roof. If you're interested, I have made a video on how I make my slate roofs in the past, so please look that up if you need to. The dormer window worked out very well. I shall use that method again. That worked out very well, nice and easy to do. The stone front, I think you'll agree, worked out reasonably well. The mortar, I gave it a black wash because it was far too light. It didn't look weathered enough. So I put a black wash over the top, which tended to obliterate the mortar between the stones. So I had to scrape out with a compass point just to get that mortar coming through between the stones. But it didn't take long, and it looks very effective. So anyway, the doors and windows I just made from one panel. Just stuck a piece of cardboard behind, marked out the door and the window, and when that's behind there, that will look okay. And then all I've got to do is glaze it. I've just this is all I've got, and there's just enough to put behind there for the glazing. Just a little tiny bit of acetate that I had lying around. I need to get some more, but I think there's just enough there. So I'll put that on, and I'll put it onto a bit of a diorama base just to finish it off, and I'll come back and show you the finished thing. Okay, so I finished the project off. I put it on a very simple diorama base, mainly because the whole point of the video is to show how to make the stonework on the front, really. That was the whole purpose of it. But I finished it off on a diorama. We've got the lamppost. If you're interested, I've made a previous video on how to make that. And then my trusty half track, just to finish off the scene. And I think that looks okay. Quite a nice little building to put a military vehicle in front of. The drain pipes are drinking straws, of course. Just sprayed them black. A whole drinking straw down the side there, and then half drinking straws along the top. Pretty self-explanatory, really. As you can see, my potholes aren't quite dry yet. They'll take a few more hours to dry out there, but nevertheless, I think that's a decent completed diorama. Okay, so thank you very much again for watching this video. Please subscribe to the channel. That is the most important thing. If you want to see other videos that I will be doing, then please click the notification bell and you will be notified when new videos come along. Click the like button, and I've also initiated the super thanks button, but of course that is entirely up to you. In the meantime, have a go yourself. Very easy to do, very inexpensive to do. Just a few pennies worth of 2mm cardboard, a little bit of grey grout, and that's all. That's all it is. A little bit of polystyrene for the base, but very effective. I think you'll agree. So again, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and as always, I wish you the very best of happy modelling.